So this video is a demo of Pigeon and also like a quick intro by me, show you who I am and kind of how this alpha release is going to work and some of the plans I have for Pigeon. First of all, I want to thank you for being a part of this alpha release and taking a leap on this and also supporting me. You're just one of a handful of customers that is a part of this release, and I don't plan on bringing new customers for a while. So I'm launching this way because I really want to work closely with you. I'm not focused on revenue right now, and I'm not focused on growth. I want to build something truly great that's going to save you time, make you more money, and help you build automation and processes and publish more content and grow your business. And that goes further than Pigeon. If you are starting a similar website to Starter Story, or you want to do similar content, or you just want to publish more content, I'm here to help you with that, whether that's through advice or feedback on certain things. And obviously more features with Pigeon and developing a great product, but I also am here to really help you do that. And because there's only just a few of you, I'm excited about that. And I think I can hopefully provide something for you in that regard. So for some context, I started Starter Story a year and a half ago, and Pigeon is influenced by a lot of the automation and process that I built to publish over, I think now it's like almost 400 blog posts in about a year and a half. And nowadays I do daily blog posts. And last month I did my numbers and did 62,000 visitors and growing, $4,000 in revenue per month, and that's about to go up more because I'm about to get some new sponsors, hopefully. And I don't hire any virtual assistants, although you could do that for some of the work if you decide to. And I don't pay for writers, and I don't write anything myself. And that's kind of been my philosophy. Again, Pigeon doesn't necessarily mean you need to do that, but it will work really well for that. And I do also want to say that Pigeon is not going to solve all your problems. It's not just a one-click and your blog is automated. There's still work that you have to do on your end, but Pigeon will automate a lot of the monotonous stuff to help you publish as much content that I'm publishing and have similar results. And the other thing I want to say is that for the type of work that Starter Story is, or blogs in general, it takes time. So to see some of the results that you're looking for, I would advise you to have patience and know that this kind of stuff takes a few months. It won't just happen in the first month to get the traffic and revenue results that you're looking for. And the other thing I want to say is that when I show you this product, just keep in mind that this is alpha release. So in terms of design, in terms of features, it's very, very early. And I also want to reiterate that I am dedicated to delivering features that you need in a very, very rapid iteration process. I've built the code in such a way that I can deliver new features every single day, and I can push out updates remotely. So you don't have to do anything, and the updates will be in the product. So I am hoping, and going back to what I was saying, that this is a small group, that you will provide me the feedback on the product to help you save more time and fix bugs or add new features, and just to really make your lives easier. That's what I'm here for. So in the description, I will include ways that you can contact me, and you can even direct message me, IM, or email, and also crowdsource new features that you want added to the product. And the last thing I want to say is that this is really just the beginning for Pigeon. I'm really, really excited about the project, and it's not something that I'm just going to launch and then it's done. There's so many things that I want to build in the product, and I'm so excited to build it. And this project, Pigeon, is my next big project that I'm going to be working on for a really long time. So although it's early right now, I'm really excited to have you guys on board and be a part of this. And I also hope that you really get something out of it, or at least see some potential in what's possible in the future, which is very soon. And then I have plans for new features that I'll talk about at the end of the video that are coming out very, very soon. All right, so here's a demo of the product, and I'm going to show you how it works, and then I'll talk about the new features after, and then, yeah, thank you. I'm just going to give you a quick walkthrough of Pigeon and how to install it. So first things first is the Chrome extension should be everything you need, which you have a link to, and you just hit add to Chrome. This will install it, and then this will open up a login. So type in your password that I've also provided, or email and password that I've also provided to you. Okay, you are signed into Pigeon. So that's all you really need to do. And then you just need to reload Gmail, and then you should see Pigeon show up. Okay, so a couple things is you'll see Pigeon here, which I will go into that menu in a second. But first I want to show you how Pigeon works in the thread view. Let's go to Brush Tokes. So this is someone that I had reached out to do an interview, and they are interested in doing an interview. So as you can see, Pigeon is here right up on the right, and you can click Add Entry. So I'll add the entry, and then all of a sudden this creates what's called an entry in your database, which is a database living inside of Gmail that you can add fields to and update data about the blog post in this case, but it could be anything. So I'll go here and I will name this Brush Tokes. That's the name of their business. And then you can update the status. These are all updatable and editable depending on your process and your use case. But in this case, for me, this is still in cold progress. And let's pretend that this person agreed to the interview at this point. What you can do is you can say it's in progress. And then a really cool feature that will save you a ton of time is you can generate the content template with one click. So all you need to do is click Create Template. And what that did is it actually creates a Google Doc right here that is editable by the person that you want to write the content. So this is just a blank Google Doc right here, but you can also, which is really cool, is use like a template. So I have a starter story template, which is like my template that I send to everyone, and it has kind of all the existing stuff in there. So what you can do is you can actually copy this template that you want to use. This is just like, this is your main template that you can edit. But typically you'd make a copy and send it to them. But with one click, we can go in and go to content and have a Google Doc template like that, update it, and then go back to our Brush Tokes, and we can regenerate it, or we can also, sorry, I didn't want to refresh there. We can click generate, and then also that's going to be a copied version of that same document. So this is a new document, copy of Starter Story template that they get, and they have access to this now, all with one click. So then also you can click refresh here, and another nice little thing that you get is a quick image of what their template looks like. So often I'm dealing with so many interviews, and I want to like have just a super quick glance of how much they've completed. So this is an actual image and also the amount of words, so I can actually kind of tell if they've actually started it or not, which saves me one step of having to open the doc and check if they've started working on it or not. You can also set deadlines, and again, these are all customizable fields depending on your use case. So I usually set a first draft deadline, and I set it for let's say 2 weeks out. So I put that as 5/22, and then publish date, which isn't set up yet. And then I also have different post types. So here's another cool thing that's going to save you a bunch of time, and this is the canned responses. So canned responses are like you are setting the same templates over and over again. For me, at least, I'm dealing with so many interviews that this is a huge time saver. And I built this cool thing where you can actually click a keyboard shortcut. So you can click this button here, and this will bring you your canned responses. And then you can also do a keyboard shortcut, control close bracket, and that will bring it up too. So you can do all this with just strokes of your keyboard, and you don't even have to move the mouse. So for this person, I will say, what you can also do here is you can search. So you can say great, which is my template here. And this is, I'll go in and actually edit this, and I'll put here content. So this is a link to the Google Doc in a variable, and then this is a first draft deadline variable, which I've set. So I'll go and update this. And then I will go through and see this right here. This is the template I want to paste, and it already knows the Google Doc based on what I've updated here. So you just do boom, one click, and you have, here's the link to the info, which is a link to the copy of the Google Doc, and then you also have the first draft deadline, which is pulling from there. That's just a time zone difference right there. But that is something you can send super quick. I'm not going to send this email because it's not the right one, but that is a super quick thing you can do. And then what you'll often want to do is you'll send this, and now you're waiting for them to fill it out, right? They have about 2 weeks to do it. So after they have agreed to doing it, you want to follow up with them in 2 weeks because they may not finish it. So the other keyboard shortcut you can do, and also you can click this snooze right here, is you can essentially snooze it. This is basically very similar functionality as Boomerang. If you use Boomerang now, you don't need to use it anymore. You can use this, but you can pick from these options here. But another cool thing you can do is you can just actually type it. So I know I want to follow up with them 2 days after the deadline, so I can just say May 24, and that fills it out right here, as you can see. And then boom, you click enter, and you can see in the top right it has a reminder in 15 days. So that's going to come back to the top of your inbox, and then you can just archive the email, and that's pretty much it. So you can also trash the reminder, and if they reply at some point before 15 days, it's going to cancel the reminder. So that's something else that it does as well, and you'll be known if you go if any reply is sent in the thread, it will cancel the reminder. Okay, so that's most of the functionality that you have. You can also add fields. So if you have some other thing you want to track, whether that's a date or you want another Google Doc or another text field, whatever it is that you want to track for your process, you can add it there. You can also edit the options. So for your different statuses, you can edit that. Another thing you can do is you can export Markdown. This is a big time saver as well. So for the Google Doc, I've built a custom integration that allows you to export the Markdown in the doc. So you just click Export Markdown, and then that should send me an email that has a Markdown export, and then I can download that and open that in Finder. And this is a Google Doc converted to Markdown, so you even get the Markdown syntax there. If it was filled out, it wouldn't look like this, but you can just take this and paste it right into Google, or right into your WordPress or whatever editor you use. Okay, so that's most of the stuff on the actual email thread. I think I went over pretty much everything there. Cool. And then you also have what I call the grid view. So you want to be able to see, you're going to have a lot of different entries like this. So you can go to here, and you have access to all of your, so think of this like a spreadsheet. You have access to all your in-progress blog posts or whatever status they're in. And for me, I have hundreds in progress, which is why it's important to have this kind of organization. But you can sort by, and you can see all your in-progress things, and then also all the custom fields that you have created for that, whether it's the draft deadline, published date, the actual Google Doc, and then here is a quick link to the actual email thread. So if you click passion fruit, that will take me to the actual thread for that one, so I can quickly follow up with them or whatever it is that I need to do. In here, you also have access to a calendar. So based on the published date or the first draft date, you can see what your content calendar looks like. This isn't fully updated because not all my data is up to date. It's important to have like a plan for me at least, to have daily content and see when I need to publish something new. I can go here and see what my output looks like going forward, and this is just a calendar view of the document, or of the entries. You have some settings, just some very simple stuff here, like renaming fields, and this is just super basic. That will get improved over time. You can also adjust the order that you see the fields. Yeah, so that's pretty much the main demo. And now I want to talk about um, some of the plans that I have and some of the features that didn't make it to the version 1, but are coming in the next week or two, which I also think are going to save you tons of time. But I also want to just tell you them so you can tell me if they are valuable to you and if they're worth working on, or if there's other features that you are interested in. So the first one would be scheduled emails. So let's say that let's go to here and let's look at someone who's published. So if I go to one that I'm publishing soon called rankings.io, this is an interview that has been published, and I want to email Chris. And when the article is published on May 21st, right now is May 8th, I have it already planned to be published because I plan things ahead and can publish for the future with Pigeon. I want to send him an email that has all the things I want him to do for when the post goes live. And I'll show you what that looks like now because I have automated this, but in my starter story automation, so it's not yet in Pigeon. But let's look at host butlers right here. This is an automated email I send to Gary, and it has a ton of stuff that helps just grow starter story and also like just I don't have to spend time sending this email every day, even though I'm releasing content every day. And this email does a lot of cool stuff like links to the actual post, and it's ask him to subscribe to the newsletter. I ask him really nicely to share the post. I include some images for him to use. And although this is an automated email, it comes off very personalized. And with Pigeon, you're going to be able to schedule this kind of email when the post goes live with one click and have all these links be linking to different parts of the entry of this part right here. And you'll also be able to do it as a reply. So this is its own email, which I don't like. I like to send this as a reply to that one thread. And that comes off a lot more personalized and often doesn't hit their spam folder, because I'm sending this right now with SendGrid, and that's often going to hit their spam folder, which sucks. So Pigeon is going to automate this because it uses the Gmail API. Okay, so that's the feature that's coming very, very soon, which I'm working on right now. It's almost out. And then the next feature is what I call personalized drip emails, or in-thread drip campaigns. So that's going to come. Let's look at someone who is negligent on their interview. So this is a starter story that the person writing it is taking forever, and they're not following up with their deadline. And usually in my current this is one of the killer use cases for Pigeon, is that I can send multiple emails over time without having to constantly follow up. So I don't have to send usually I'll just send the email and then boomerang it for 2 weeks, and then boomerang it for 2 weeks, and boomerang it for 2 weeks. But now with Pigeon, this next feature coming out is I can send this email, which is asking him to write the draft, and then another follow-up after the draft date to get the draft completed, and then another follow-up there. This will all be automated with one click that will say, like, if I don't hear back from them, continue to follow up with them and do it on an automated basis. So this right alone will save me, I don't even know how much time, because when you have so many interviews in progress, it's just such a killer feature. So yeah, that's going to be huge. The other thing that is likely, I don't know if this is going to be the next feature after it, but I think it's going to be really valuable, and I'd like to get your feedback on it. But it's going to be like Pigeon forms, basically. So something that I send to this right here. Okay, so see this link to fill out the info? This is something that I do in Starter Story, but I want to do with Pigeon. So this right here is just essentially a form. Think of it like a Google form or whatever it is. And this is, I want them to fill it out to get lots of data on their business and save it to my database, which becomes a part of the post. Whether that's the revenue, monthly revenue, number of founders, number of full-time employees, images, this whole thing. So this saves me a ton of time because I don't have to collect as much data manually. I can just send them a form, and then what they update in the form gets updated to the actual Pigeon database. So you would essentially be sending them a form that fills out maybe not these fields, but maybe you have another field for revenue. I have a monthly revenue field here, and then they would essentially be filling that out. So that's kind of the idea behind Pigeon Forms, and that would be, I think, the next feature that I will build after that. But again, it's depending on if that's something that you guys find valuable. So hopefully that gives you some context on like some really, really killer features that are going to automate the crap out of this stuff. And you know, it's not just content is the use case. Like it could be, you know, so many things you can do with this if it's not even just blog posts. But that's kind of how I think, and how I know not everyone using Pigeon right now is using it for that case, but most of you are. But again, I'm here to build something that's extensible, and think of it like almost like Airtable or Google Sheets inside of your email, but except for way more powerful and way more integrated with the actual email itself. Okay, so I hope you guys like that demo. I don't think I missed anything, but any questions you have, please let me know. And yeah, there'll be instructions in the email on how to get set up and how to contact me. But I'm super excited to build this and continue building it and really help you guys make money and build businesses and grow. So thank you, and talk to you soon.